hope you're all doing really well and welcome back to my channel for a new video today. And as you can see with the title, I'm going to be answering your assumptions about me. So I shared a little Instagram story this week saying for you guys to leave me your assumptions, to make them juicy. Feel free to put whatever you want, I won't be offended. And oh my god, some people did honestly go in. I was like, oh okay. I wasn't expecting some of them, but I thought it's the whole fun of playing the game and doing this video. So I thought it'd be really nice to film this kind of video because it's a really fun way to get to know me, and it's also a bit of light-hearted fun as well. So let's get stuck into your assumptions. So the first assumption is quite similar, to be honest. I do get quite a lot of these ones whenever I film a video like this. So the one assumption is you're rich before becoming a content creator. So no, I wasn't rich. I'm just a completely normal person. I think everyone just presumes that influencers come from a really wealthy family. Like in some cases some people do, but obviously the majority of the time people just come from normal backgrounds, normal lives, very normal. So no, I'm not rich and I'm not from a wealthy family either. Then that assumption leads on to this one, which is that you have so much money that you can buy new clothes every day. So I wouldn't say that I buy new clothes every day. Like I do buy clothes a lot. It's my job to buy clothes, obviously show you guys latest things, styling things. I also like buying clothes for like certain occasions and whatnot, but I wouldn't say that like I have enough money to buy enough clothes every single day, like for like the whole sort of year sort of thing. I just feel like that would be just such a waste of money. For one, I'm always really conscious with my money, especially being self-employed as well and doing this job. Some months can be really good and I'm really sensible and I save the money, but then also sometimes are quiet as well, and I'm also waiting for invoices for quite a while. Like some things can take like 60 days to get paid, 90 days to get paid, and honestly I hate waiting for really long invoices. It really just like, it grieves me when you've done the work and you're waiting like months and months and months for it to get paid. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I have enough money to buy clothes every single day. I'm just very conscious of my money and I spend it when I need to spend it. So yeah. So the next one was a good one. So this one was, you don't actually love wearing only neutral clothes, but you're in too deep to get out of the game. Oh my god, that's so funny. I love that one. I've always loved my neutrals. I do like adding a pop of colour. I've actually got a Zara haul coming up for next week, which is very colourful for me. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So you are going to be seeing some colour, but I do generally love my neutrals. I think stripping my style back and going to a neutral wardrobe, I can mix and match more things together. I used to buy so many prints before, again, lots of random colours, and then I'd wear them once, then I wouldn't really like style them again. I also got bored of prints too easily, so I don't feel like I'm too far into it to turn it round. But I do love neutrals and that will always be my style. This next one is super random. So this one is that you're secretly related to the royal family. I mean, no, I'm not related to the royal family at all. I'm just, yeah, that's a no. And then what else have we got? So this one is one about me and Russ. So this one is, you want Russ to work with you full-time eventually. So I feel like this is something that like I would love to have in the future for me and Russ. Of course, Russ also has his own job. He's also got a new job at the moment, which he's looking forward to getting into, but he does love doing his own thing, like doing a fitness journey, doing his PT and like online training plans. He does really enjoy that, but he also really loves like helping me out, shooting my content, like coming with me to events and whatnot. He would honestly be amazing as a sort of like work boyfriend husband. Like honestly, he would be amazing. Like I would love to get to the point where Russ could sort of be at home with me. He could go off and do his own thing, like do his PT, but then he could also help me out and work for me, because I find that sometimes I do struggle with creating my content. I don't go to London as often, and I always sort of prefer to go to London as well recently with Russ, because I just feel like it's just so busy all the time now. I get quite anxious travelling, so it's been nice going with him, and he's so helpful at shooting my content. He just tells me something's not working. I can sort of keep asking to keep going again and going again. Obviously it takes so many photos to get the right photo, and sometimes I can get the photo straight away and sometimes it takes about a million outtakes, like no joke. So yeah, this is one goal that I would love to work towards in the future for me and Russ. Then the next one is, you are a straightforward person. So I feel like a straightforward person to me is someone that's like very honest. And obviously I'm not the sort of person, like for me, I hate confrontation. This is where I find that I am a straightforward person, but I can't confront people. So for example, I find that I'm too soft and too nice. So instead of just being straightforward and being like, no, I'm not doing this, or no, I'm not doing that, or I'll be like, oh no, it's okay, don't worry, I'll just sort of beat around the bush and just like brush it off. So I feel like I am a straightforward, that I wouldn't sort of like go behind your back and bitch about anyone and whatnot, but I would say that more for me, the straightforward aspect of like being confrontational, I'm not at all. Like I just hate confrontation. I find it so awkward. I'm not a very sort of confident person even doing that either, but I'm definitely not a two-faced person that would speak behind your back either. So that sort of answers that one. The next one is definitely just a creepy guy jumping into my DMs. So you look voluptuous. I mean, all the time, honestly. I get so many weirdos all the time jumping into my DMs. And then what else have we got? Then another one is that you're very rich and glamorous. I don't find that. I'm just a normal person. I wouldn't say that I'm overly glamorous either. Like I'm just like, I'm not, I sort of like, I feel like I dress well and I like to have nice things, and like I like my makeup and my skincare. I wouldn't say that it was like overly glamorous, and I'm also not rich. So yeah, that's that one. Then the next one, which is totally true, you are a bit of a shopaholic. I mean, we all know that's true, guys. We all know that's true. Now this next one is super, super juicy. So I wasn't expecting this one at all. So this one is, you've had a boob job and not honest about it. I mean, I was not expecting that one at all. I mean, I said make them juicy, I did say, guys. So no, I haven't had a boob job. I am a normal, natural 32 double D frame. I think it's more because I haven't, like I don't always, like obviously it being summertime, I've been wearing like tighter tops. I'm normally wearing oversized things quite a lot. Like I find that I'm also quite like self-conscious about having a bust. Like obviously I am quite a slim frame, I'm a size 8'10", and I find that having the bust that I do sort of just make me feel a little bit unbalanced. Of course, if I was to have anything done, I would be honest and tell you guys, but I've had nothing done. The only procedure that I'm having done at the moment is my Invisalign, which of course I wouldn't say that's cosmetic, it's just my teeth. So no, I haven't had a boob job. I just, yeah, they're all natural. That's all I can say about that one. The next one is, you would never get fillers, Botox or plastic surgery. So I feel like with this one, I think people always say never say never. Like for me, I am so scared of needles. I am so squeamish. I cannot imagine myself having any cosmetic surgery, like having injections or like Botox in my face or fillers. Like honestly, I couldn't do it. Even sitting down to have my COVID vaccination, I'm so bad with needles. Like I wanted that vaccination so bad, and I had to sit there with my water, with chocolate, and try and give myself a pep talk. So like having a injection actually for a reason and a purpose, which I needed, and then having something cosmetic, just I can't imagine myself doing it. I've never had a blood test. I'm a super squeamish person, but of course I'm saying never say never, because again I don't want to obviously get something down the line and then say I was never going to get anything done. But I definitely can't see myself having any Botox or cosmetic surgery done. Then the next one is, people assume you're stuck up just because you're a content creator. Haha. I mean, so true. I just find that as soon as you say that you're an influencer or a content creator, people just think, oh, like I hate that word influencer. I hate it so much. Obviously I do prefer the word content creator, but I think people just presume that like naturally. It's a shame really, because I find that like even on my YouTube and on my Instagram, I've sort of never come across as a like stuck up person. I find that I'm just very me. I'll literally jump on my stories with no makeup on. I don't care how I look. I'll literally just talk to you raw as it is. So yeah, people do assume a lot that you are a stuck up person if you are an influencer. Then this next one was a bit of a rude one. I did reply to it just sort of as a bit of banter. And the girl actually did reply to me saying sorry because she didn't realise that I would reply or even see it. And she was having a bit of a bad day. So this one is, you're an absolute... So I wasn't expecting that one at all. I literally just replied to her and was like, oh my god, savage. And she was just a bit like, oh my god, I didn't realise you'd seen the message and whatnot. And of course it's fine now. She did actually leave me another assumption which was really nice and a good one, but I wasn't expecting someone to call me that in this one. But yeah, people do all jump on to your stories and will say stuff, so make this sort of a lesson. If you reply to an influencer, either a question box or a DM, just be conscious that they probably will see it. Like for me, I always check my DM message requests. I always check all my questions and answers when people leave me things. I always check everything. So I know some people probably don't do that, and people think that, oh my god, they've got so many followers, they'd never even see a DM from me. Trust me, girl, we do. So let this be a little lesson if any of you guys actually apply to influencers. Not that you guys would leave anything nasty from my community, because I feel like I do have a lovely community over here, but just think twice before you say something to an influencer or reply to a DM, because they probably will see it. Next one is, you've always wanted to work in fashion, and yes, I honestly couldn't imagine myself doing anything else at all. I absolutely love fashion. I have since I was in my teens. Like when I went to college and whatnot, I knew when I left school that I wanted to do fashion. Someone else actually asked me if I went to uni. So this assumption was, you did not study fashion at uni, even though you're naturally talented with styling and trends. So yeah, I did go to uni. I absolutely love fashion. I love styling. I think my old job when I worked for H&M as a VM, as a stylist, that sort of helped me loads. I learned so much from that job, and I just felt so natural just putting outfits together, and I feel like doing that job did sort of like release this more of a passion. I sort of knew what I wanted to do, and then this is where I started my Instagram journey and my YouTube as well. So yeah, I do love my fashion, and I have been to uni. And this one is a really lovely one. It is not an assumption but a fact. The most kind-hearted person. Aww. Super sweet. I've had lots of really lovely ones saying you seem really lovely, like a really sweet person, and again, seeing those lovely ones from you guys is just really nice. I do find that I am very me. I'm very true to myself with you, and I do like to see myself hopefully as a nice, kind-hearted person. I sort of like wear my heart on my sleeve. I'll sort of do anything for anyone, and that's my personality. So yeah, thank you for that one. That was super lovely. Then the next one is another one aimed at me and Russ. So you wear the trousers in your relationship. I mean, I said this to Russ last night, who do you think wears the trousers? And he's like, no, I don't think so. But I just feel like we wear the trousers, we both do, but for different things, if that makes sense. Like there's times where Russ wears the trousers in different scenarios, and there's times where I wear the trousers in different scenarios, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't say that I wear the trousers all of the time. Maybe like, I don't know, 70% of the time. It just sort of depends on the situation. So yeah, I was going to actually ring and ask him, but he's at work, probably teaching a gym class. The next assumption, which is super funny, is that Hugo's a good boy all of the time. So Hugo, what do you think? What do you think? Are you a good boy all of the time? You're not a good boy all the time. He's honestly so cheeky. When he's at home with me like this, he looks like a little angel. Like butter, honestly, would not melt on that face. But when he has an audience, he definitely likes to show off. He's basically like a child who likes to show off when he has an audience. Like when I have friends over, or when Russ's parents come over, or when mom comes over, he's just so cheeky. He just wants to be a centre of attention all the time. He'll be scratching you with his paw, which is such a Frenchy thing. They just literally, everything's with their feet. Every time me and Russ sit down to watch Love Island, he just starts playing up. He'll get his toys and just shoving the toy in my face. He'll be putting it under the TV unit on purpose, so I have to get up and move it just for my attention. So I would say that he is a good boy the majority. Having a old snore there. So I would say that he is good the majority of the time, but I'd say there's definitely times when he is so cheeky. I need to probably share more of him playing up, because honestly, like when I do share that on my stories, everyone's always howling, but all the time he just looks so innocent, because at the daytime he does literally just sleep. He honestly sleeps all day whilst I'm working, which is a dream. I can get my work done. So yeah, he's definitely not a good boy all the time. He's definitely a cheeky one. The next one is very true. So this one is that you love making lists and are super productive. I would say that's like 50-50. Like sometimes I do love making a list. Like I do write lists a lot because I like to sort of like check them off and keep my days like on track. But there's some days where I am super productive and there's some days where I'm not at all. I find the weather really affects me. Sometimes working from home, I do feel quite isolated and quite on my own. Like I find that this job is really lonely. Like the last probably like I'd say like 3 to 6 months I've really felt on my own at home, like especially with us going back to work after lockdown, and obviously I don't live in London. I can't just get to London all the time really easily. Obviously I have Hugo as well, I'm a dog mom, so of course when I do go to London for the day we have to sort arrangements for Hugo out, and I do feel quite restricted, so I do feel quite lonely. But again, that does affect my mood as well. But then sometimes I can wake up and literally film loads and smash loads of content out. It just depends on my mood, so it's definitely not super productive all the time. I am a normal person that has those days where I don't want to do anything, and when I do have those sort of days I just sort of like suck it off and start fresh the next day. If any of you guys have like days where you feel like, God, I can't do this or this isn't going right, just like sack the rest of the day off, do a bit of self-care and then start fresh the next day. That's not my go-to thing to do, but yeah, I do love making a good list. It's like the OCD in me, I love it. Then another uni one is, you were a party girl at uni. Honestly, I was so boring at uni. Like I literally just used to get on with my work. Like I didn't live away from home. I stayed at home when I was at university, so I didn't have that like university experience of like obviously living in halls and whatnot and living in student accommodation. But yeah, I did like go out like probably like on some Thursdays or like the weekends and whatnot, but I wasn't a party girl. Like I'm not like, yeah, I've never sort of been a party girl or a big drinker. Obviously I've had my times where we've gone all out for an occasion or had some fun and whatnot for birthdays, and there is times where I've been absolutely in a right state when I was at university, but I definitely wasn't a party girl whilst being at uni. Then the next one is, you strive for perfection. So I would say that I am a perfectionist. I think it is obviously doing the job that I do. This is my own business and my own brand. I am quite like, whenever I'm creating content, if I'm not happy with it, I'll either won't post it or I'll redo it again or I'll try something else. I am like overly critical sometimes of myself. I am definitely my own worst enemy. And again, another one which links in nicely to this one is, you're really confident. So no, not at all. I am not a confident person. I feel like with this job you really do have to, I wouldn't say it's like fake confidence, but you have to really like psych yourself up to get in front of the camera, to take photos and whatnot. There's so many days when I'm out shooting with Russ and I just feel so like unconfident in myself, and that's because everything with social media, you compare yourself to so many people and it's really hard. Like I find that again, the bigger your account grows, the more pressure there is on you to sort of be perfect, and I try not to be perfect because no one is perfect. I'm always myself and whatnot, and I always just am 100% just want to do me. But again, it does affect my confidence sometimes. I don't always feel as confident to, I don't know, film a video or shoot a certain outfit, or just it just depends. It just depends on my mood sometimes. I think it's just a thing that comes with this job naturally anyway. At the end of the day, we are only human. I think people think that influencers are like robots, they're super confident, they sort of like, I don't know, love themselves, but I just think that there's more to it. I just think people aren't, not that they're not who they are, but they are actually just normal people. Like we're still normal people doing the job. We're just a normal person just jumping in front of a camera, talking and building ourselves up to talk to a camera, and then obviously taking photos. Like when I'm out shooting, I've got people, I know, pointing at me or saying stuff to me, and that's a battle that I've had to really overcome since doing this job. And sometimes I can still go out, have an absolutely rubbish shoot day and just feel so rubbish in myself, and then sometimes I can go out, literally get the photo in 2 and 3 shots and I absolutely smash it. It's definitely a up and down thing. And then the last one I'm going to share with you guys is, you'd rather have a cozy night in than go out and party. And yes, that is so true. I am such a home bird. Like even me and Russ together as a couple, we are such like we love being at home. I think even like through the lockdowns and whatnot, we got so much done in the house, and obviously we did miss going out for a nice meal and stuff like that, but we are really homey people. Like for me, I could not imagine if I had the option to either go on a crazy night out, drinking, go out really late, stay out till late, or be at home and, I don't know, have a nice dinner. Sorry, Hugo's just snoring here, and just chill and watch the TV, watch some Love Island. I would pick that first every single time. I love being at home and I'm such a cozy home bird, so yeah, that's definitely true. So those are all the assumptions I'm going to answer today. I did have very similar ones, like I already said, more about like money and lifestyle and whatnot. I think it's really interesting to see what people think about influencers in general. Like everyone just assumes that an influencer comes from a wealthy family, they have a rich boyfriend or husband and whatnot, that they're super confident, they have lots of money. But no, majority of the time we are just completely normal people just jumping in front of a camera. So if you have liked watching this video, guys, and learn a bit more about me, then please do make sure you give this video a nice big thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. So as always, guys, thank you so much for coming back to my channel and watch this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.